Most guys won't break up with the girl.
That's lame.
Yeah, it's lame. I always teach men all the time, like, yo, tell us, so, or if you get caught cheating, be man enough to say,
I
okay, I
did.
curse? If you get caught cheating, like, look, you caught me all that shit I got in the house, let the new wear it. I'm out. I'm never coming back in the house.
I mean, I feel like if you gonna be out there and get caught, like hold your nuts and say what it is and be done with it.
But again, like I said, we're on the show and we can't speak for other people, but statistics have shown that that's not the way it goes.
It's a prize to be chosen. It's a prize to be married.
Okay. If you say so.
And well,
I mean,
generally.
Okay.
And so women, I feel, don't want to go back to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Two, don't want to, have that failure. Like, I've put 10, 15, 20, 30 years into something with this person and like, where am I now?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I think women will hold on and put up with a lot more bullshit for a lot longer than men do. Again, they will, like, it's 69% of women who initiate divorces, and I know people out there be saying it's 80, 85, they clearly don't read, but it's 69%.
Mm-hmm.
And the women, yeah, sure, they file the paperwork, they go get them a lawyer, and they try to get their ducks in a row, but it's the man's behavior.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's creating that,
Right, right. Yeah, I can see that.
What we're trying to get to is like something like, what would be generally accepted as like, 57 to 63% of people, like what's happening in those people's lives, even though like you've seen everything, you've seen all these scenarios, just because it happened to your friend don't mean like it's happening to 80% of other people.
Right, it's based on the individual, but you definitely hit it on the nail when most men create the problem. They do.
Do you think that men have an issue with honesty and like being forthcoming?
I think everybody has a problem with lying. Women, men. I just think it's in most men in this world and women's DNA, and I think that's what people are so drawn to me because I believe in telling the truth and hurting your feelings before you call me a liar. Like I hate that. I don't like no one call me a liar. For you to call me a liar, then I know you don't know what you're talking about because I'm so severe with the honesty that it'll hurt your feelings.
Do you intend to hurt people's feelings?
I don't care what it does to you. I just want to know that I'm not a liar. I'm tactful in my delivery, depending on the situation, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 101.
I don't know. People say I have no tact, so I don't know. That's why I was asking, like, do it hurt people's feelings?
Regardless of who you think you are, how confident you are, you still got to have tactful. You have to know how to communicate with people. It's out of respect for yourself and for the person you're talking to. So it depends on who it is and what's going on.
What if there was like a piece of game that you could give like single women today? If they're wanting to be married, I know you don't believe in marriage,
I'm
but
listening.
Like if they're wanting to be married, same for men. If these men are wanting to find somebody that's going to work for them, like what's a piece of game you would give the woman, and what's the piece of game you give the man?
The piece of game I would tell men is don't have no babies young. Stack your money, travel the world, and date different women in different places, not just in your area or what you live, because there are so many variations of the woman that it will really change the way you think about a person that's local. The females, I would tell them as well, don't have babies because once you have a man's child at a young age, you put yourself behind the 8 ball of life. You have 2 babies, 3, those are all 8 balls. So now you meet a gentleman who got his life together, and it's unfair that this guy likes you, but when you was in the Hampton Inn, fucking having a good time, eating strawberries and grapes, having babies and shit, he wasn't thinking about your future. So now you meet this guy, he gonna bust his ass, got his shit together, but he like you. He like you. But he gotta carry all that weight with him. And I say this in my stand-up. There's a group of college bitches graduating in June. It's a whole new team coming out here. A nigga could just go, if he was confident, go get you your own woman that can have your own kids and you can live happy because it's a psychological torture to raise another man's kid.
Torture.
It's torture too
Why?
because you're pretending to be something that you're not. You're raising a child that doesn't belong to you. That's rough. I don't care what nobody say. Now it gets done, and thank God we do have men who will do that. But psychologically, is detrimental to your health.
What about when you have, you know, if you're with a woman and she does have a child, but the father is active and is
If you're mature,
there?
you can handle it. It's still uncomfortable.
Okay.
You pulling up in the car, they come to the door. She's really nice to him. No, he don't pay child support. He don't do nothing.
No, he
But
paid child
no,
support.
I'm just saying, and if he doesn't, I'm creating my
Oh,
scenario.
okay.
And
Okay.
he's in the living room watching TV. She hear, okay, bye. What time the kids coming back? Okay, bye. It still hurt, but you have to be so mature. My thing is, why put yourself through that?
I agree.
That's where I'm at. Why do that to yourself? Why make yourself uncomfortable?
Did you know that when you were 30?
Um, I'm not sure. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that's
So it's
32
it's
years
more of
ago.
a new revelation.
No, I don't know. I've always thought like this since I was a youngster.
Okay.
Yeah. So my way of thinking has always been on another level, but I don't think I've ever had that situation though. So that's pretty cool.
So and if that's the game to the women, so should the men also be mindful of not having children?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should. But even though I've probably hurt a lot of women's feelings on the baby
Mhm.
thing, so let me give you the game on how to win.
Mhm.
The solution. See, the solution is when you have babies from another man, one, you still go out and have sex, still have a good time. Take care of your body. Make sure you look good because men are visual. So if you out here fat, you're not taking care of your body, the chances of you getting a nigga is gonna be slim. Then I have this thing called in my head called what is it? Reborn.
Okay.
Reborn is after you get all your kids out of the house, and then you can start dating again because the new guy that you're dating doesn't feel responsible that he got to carry other children
Mhm.
mentally, spiritually, and financially. So he'll date you. He'll date you because all the kids are out the house. Yeah, we could date. We have a good time because I ain't got to worry about your kids. And that's just my thing. But women have to take care of themselves physically and mentally, and try not to have a man's baby until you in your late 30s, early 40s. This is just my opinion.
Mhm.
I've seen women, and I try to date women who got kids. Man, it's rough because when you know what you know, you like, oh, I like her, but damn, I don't feel like putting up with nobody's kids. It's exhausting. I gotta go to Toys R Us to prove that I like your fucking
Toys R Us ain't
kid.
even around no
No, I'm
more.
just saying, I gotta do all these extra things, put your kid in the car seat. Gotta go to Disneyland and shit and all that if I like you. Ugh.
What if you have a blended family? Does that work?
What do you mean by blended?
Like either y'all both come with a child or
It's still
two?
difficult. Yep.
Oh,
All of
okay.
it's difficult. I think when people do that too, they love each other, but majority of the time financially not prepared. And
Mhm.
all you gotta do is just one time do one wrong thing, right? You got 2 or 3 kids and then you bring one kid a gift. Then she gets on the phone with her mother. And she's like, oh, he just bought TT one gift. We got all these other kids in here. And I ain't nobody got time for that shit. I ain't got time for it.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know how much you're ever in comments, but like in the comments, people or men are often saying to women that, don't be in the streets having a whole bunch of kids,
Yep, yep. Do not be having them babies. And to scare women so they can really understand what I mean, go a little deeper. A lot of people don't talk about when you get pregnant, that giving birth, you can die.
Absolutely.
You better love a nigga when you have his baby. That ain't a game. Like you truly gotta love him. Like to be up there and you could die. And I've only seen it happen once in my life. A lady in Orlando. She was a radio personality. She got pregnant and had the baby and passed away. Never got a chance to see a kid. So people need to know.
I actually know someone that happened to.
Mm-hmm.
She passed away. One of my close friends, one of her good friends.
Right. Yeah, that's rough.
TK, so have you heard about this guy, maybe like a month ago or 3 or 4 weeks ago, I guess. He was on Instagram or whatever, some social media site, saying that he has 7 kids and he did not want to take care of them. And he told all the women with whom he had these children that, I told you I wasn't gonna have these kids, but I didn't want any kids. Yet he still skeeted in them and
Right.
then had children.
Right.
What do you think about women and how they move as far as listening to what a man says versus watching what he does?
He might took you out to eat, but you didn't watch his character. So now you got a baby, and now he's behind the 8 ball, and now he's showing you who he really is, right? And I hate men who are coming to woman knowing that she could get pregnant, like, and then say what happened when she tells you, "Oh, I'm pregnant." He's like, "How the fuck did that happen?" Well, duh. So I do this stuff on my podcast, and it drives me crazy what the choices that these young men make.
So, and I guess and we've talked about this before. I think Rico brought this up. So when women are dealing with men, should they be listening to what the man is saying? Like, hey, no.
They listen too much because how you ladies get caught up.
So, or should they
Women listen
watch?
to words, and if a guy's real elegant with his conversation, you done. Next thing you know, your knees is behind your chin. You're screaming to the top of your lungs and shit. And if the dick is good, you like, I love you. And the next thing, bam, you're up having a slice of pizzas, you're eating ices, you know? Now you let the nigga move in. You're like, hey, you want to move in? And bam, there you go. Then it take 3 years to get the nigga out.
Oh God.